Can you please turn your videos on? Actually, I'm not asking you to turn your videos on, although I would feel blessed if you did. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, and very distinguished guests. In 2018, I partnered with a not-for-profit organization to help underprivileged girl engineering students. The organization would provide them with study material, laptops, and financial assistance, and I would train them in employability skills. Monetarily, it does not pay much, but what it pays is far more valuable than any currency that you can imagine. Curious? Listen to my story to find out. It was not easy to teach the girls. Most of them came from a vernacular medium. Most of them were from a girls only school where they had mostly female teachers. The biggest challenge was that most of them had never been trained for employability skills. The pandemic did not help things. All classes moved online, and most of the time I found myself asking questions. Questions like, can you please respond with a thumbs up? Can you please unmute and answer? Can you please turn your videos on? Now imagine, you are teaching facial expressions, and none of the participants have their videos on. What do? That was the predicament that I found myself in a class that seemed anything but responsive. As I repeated my request for participants to turn on their videos, my frustration grew. Ultimately, I had a moment of weakness. I let myself be angry. You know, it takes a lot of patience to teach you. I do not get paid enough, but I like to think that I'm making a difference, that I'm making you better. But I cannot do it alone. I need your support. So if even one of you can turn on your video, and then I can demonstrate facial expressions, and maybe, just maybe, you will learn something valuable. Now, can one of you please turn on your video? There was silence. No one uttered a word. And I realized that if no one turned on their video, I had no backup plan. Thankfully, after what seemed like an eternity, a voice popped up. Sir, I can turn on my video, but I'm going to need 10 minutes. I wanted to ask, in what universe does it take 10 minutes to turn on a video? But I let it be. I announced a 10-minute break for the participants. After 10 minutes, I asked the girl if she was ready to turn her video on. When she did, I was overwhelmed with guilt and remorse. I regretted being angry earlier. I regretted being persistent in asking them to turn on their videos. Why? Because she was sitting in a tin shed. I could tell that she had spent the last 10 minutes trying to clean up the place, make it more presentable without much success. Then she moved a finger across her eye, as if to remove an itch. I knew it was not an itch. I do not remember how the rest of the class went. It is a blur. What is not a blur is the lesson I learned. In a world where almost everyone finds an excuse not to do the least of what is expected of them, these girls found a reason to do more than what they could. In a world where we complain if the air conditioning doesn't work in a classroom, these girls were battling an environment that did anything but facilitate learning. In a world where we think we are not blessed enough, these girls taught me how to count my blessings. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, the most valuable thing you can earn in this world is a blessing. The problem is that most of us do not count the blessings we already have. Take my example. 3 times I have been fortunate enough to earn a lot of money, and 3 times I have lost it all. I'm trying again for the 4th time, not because I want to, but because I realize that I'm blessed with the capability to bounce back from a failure. The realization that I was blessed was reinforced by a girl sitting in a tin shed trying to learn in an environment that told her that she did not belong. But she refuted all that by the simple act of wiping a tear from her eye. In doing so, she shared her blessing in the form of a lesson with me. Today, I want you to find and seek your blessings. Tonight, when you put your head to the pillow, I want you to count your blessings. Tomorrow, I want you to share your blessings with those who are not as blessed as you are. Because believe me, all of us are blessed. Some of us don't know it yet. Contest share.
Thank you.